Hello, everybody. I wanted to give you a heads up and a little overview of what's been happening with the Schumann resonance. So, going back a week, you can see a little over a week. Today is the 29th. So, you can see that we've been having these large pulses every few days, and the little ones, little bursts in between. Those mostly just make people kind of cranky. And it's the conflict zone. But when it starts getting up above 30 or 40 hertz, and the white part is covering the entire graph, like right here, this spectrogram. So uh, I believe that Tomsk has upgraded their system, because I think the blackouts that we were having before, where some people thought the Schumann resonance stopped or went away or something, were actually just equipment failure, because it was actually being overloaded with Schumann blast. So we had that really large one, and then we got another one yesterday. So it's been quite a week of Schumann activation. Then in the meantime, moving on to space weather, we have a very high KP index forecast and potentially a really good set of auroras, possibly tonight, but more likely Tuesday and maybe even Wednesday. So we might get those auroras, but we also are probably going to get geomagnetic storm effects, which can be uncomfortable. If you want to learn more how to abate that, you can go join the Patreon. Solar wind is maintaining a fairly normal tack, and if you look at the sunspot regions, we have a very active bunch of sunspots. And when they're red and orange like that, it means that they're magnetized in such a way that it makes them more explosive. So whenever there's the bright spots, as on the left or right in the front there, you know that that is solar activity. In the meantime, you can see the 24-hour max was an X flare that we did have last night, which I had talked about already. And in the last 2 hours, we had an M 2.74, but overnight. So if we take a look at, let's just do 6 hours, some real big bangers in there. We had an M 8.7. The noise coming from that a lot of people hear, the ringing, it's like a ringing in the ears, but not exactly. Here's 24-hour view of what's been coming at us. And so you can see just, in the past 24 hours, we have quite a lot of activity. So I feel that with a very busy region that's about to come over the limb and back to facing us, I'm pretty sure that we're going to continue to have substantial solar storms for at least the next 10 days. Here's what it looks like on the NOAA homepage on the coronagraph for the last 24 hours. You can see it's just a constant halo eruption, pretty much. We have lots of plasma coming at us. It's going to be an interesting week and a half coming. Pause to read this if you like, but take note of the cannibal CME alert down at the bottom. That's why we're supposed to get a really strong G3 storm. And then in the meantime, I asked the dragons to move the smoke from the fire out of the valley for me. And that line there where the blue dot is me.